Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 21st, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame, got up and around, got the dogs outside, got that all kind of wrapped up I need to do, jumped in the hot tub for a bit, got a few other little things done, and then got them fed. Wife was slow to get up and around, but it wasn't too bad, so I decided I was going to go ahead and get my run in because I wanted to get all that done before I had more dogs getting dropped off today. I had 3 more dogs coming and wanted to basically be back here 100% not to leave, because one of them I got is a little bit annoying and the other one I got can also be a bit of a humper that's coming, and then the 2 that are coming together from the same house are like just separation anxiety crazy. If they're next to you and they're fine, but man, you leave them out of sight and they just become demons. So did not want to put that on my wife and have her mess with that. So I was like, yeah, we'll make it work. So got up, got out, ran early, and kind of like the cooler running. It wasn't so hot yet, but the early morning running thing, my body as I'm getting older does not do nearly as well with running early. I used to do that often, but especially leading up into a race, because most races start some of them start as early as 5 a.m., which is gross because everybody has trouble sleeping the night before, especially if you have like a 50 or 100 mile race. And it really sucks because here you are already, you're anxious about the race, so you don't get to sleep until midnight, the earliest for most people. And then you got to be up at 3 by the time you get up, get ready, get fed, get carbs in you, and then get to the race start by 5 with traffic and all that junk. It can be a real pain in the butt. So I always kind of wish more races would start a little bit later in the day, but also especially like 100 miler, because a lot of guys are running, we're 24 hours, or more, where I'd much rather have it start even closer to like 10 a.m. whatever, let us run through the night. We're not quite so exhausted, and then the sun comes back up, you get a new burst of energy. But sometimes you're finishing in the dark on your 100 miler, and that right there makes it really hard because your brain's wiped out and you've been running now for 24 hours and the sun's still not up yet, And if you start the race at say 5 a.m., you might be running for 25, 26, 27 hours and the sun still isn't up yet, depending on what time of year it is. So, but got up, got my run in now, got back from there, got myself a shower, dogs were getting dropped off, and I told them both I had different people get dropped off at the same time to give me a heads up, and they both end up overlapping almost like within like 5 minutes of each other, but it worked out fine. So I've had both of them here a bunch, so it's a super quick and easy drop off. So trucked the first 2, got them inside, got them out in the backyard, got all their stuff put away, and then the third one showed up moments later, so I brought the 2 back in, put them out as we kind of rotated them through and introduced their dogs, and let the 2 doodles inside. And man, they went like ballistic. They were trying to like fight their dogs through the glass door and stuff. Like they were just losing their damn mind. I'm like, God, this is gonna suck so bad. So luckily, open the door up, let them introduce each other to anything. They chill right out. They've got fence anxiety or fence aggression, and they are a pain in the ass that way. But we got them out there. Everybody's getting along good. The humpers are doing a little bit of that, a little bit too much of the humping thing, so we had to have a little education with them on that. But took a little bit of discipline to kind of keep an eye on them. There's 2 of the dogs I won't leave alone with their dogs, like at any time at all. One of them, I don't want to be out of sight for their dogs. So if I'm going in, even just to like use the restroom or grab a cigar, he'll have to come with me, or I will bring the rest of the dogs in and leave him out, in another room or whatever, just to keep him isolated, because I don't trust him to, just not that he's mean, he's so dumb and he's so ornery and just bugs the shit out of him. And he's a big lab and it's just not worth it. So their dogs are giving him the warning signs of like, hey, leave me alone. I don't want your attention. And he's too dumb to pick up on it. So it keeps getting worse and worse. But it can get out of hand if I don't stay on top of the darn stuff. So I just found it's easier not to leave him alone at all with them. So, but yeah, got that all done. Got all the dogs fed, all that good fun stuff that comes with it. And then basically chilled out for the day. Hanging out in the morning. Everything was going pretty good. Had a gentleman coming over to purchase the first chunk. Oh, he purchased the whole collection, my father-in-law's record collection, but he picked up the first chunk of them and paid us for part of it. So he ended up paying us more than a quarter, but took a quarter of the records, and then he'll come back, pay us a quarter, and then take another quarter of the records. Then he'll come back and pay us less than a quarter, take a quarter of the records, and then pay us less than a quarter and take less than a quarter, last quarter. So it's over the next 6 months. Hopefully he'll be able to pay us sooner I think a lot of it depends on how much he sells and how quickly he makes more money. He'll be able to go, but 6 months is our last cutoff point, I guess. So, but right now we're in that process. So he called or texted and said he's on his way with an ETA, and I said sounds good. So I went and met him there, and there was one discrepancy between a box set that a Beatles mono or stereo version. My father-in-law has both, and he had basically set aside the stereo and had the mono up on the shelf, and the stuff on the floor was supposed to be going with the collection stuff on the floor was that he's keeping. And then we even discussed that first night he came and looked at it when I talked to the purchaser on the phone, and I was like, okay, cool, that makes sense to me. And then I get there this morning, I went over and talked to my father-in-law, and he had reversed he thought he said the opposite way, which I don't think he did. So I talked to the guy and said, hey, this is a big deal, we could figure it out. And he goes, don't worry about it, we'll worry about it next time. Right now we're good with it. And I even told him, I'm like, hey, if you want, because we're about $1,000 difference in the value of these. Like one's worth about $900 to $1,000 for the box set, and that one's worth $1,800 to $2,000. So $1,000 is a lot of money, but over the overall purchase, it's not the end of the world. And I said, hey, not for nothing, but you were buying the collection without the $900 box or $1,000 box. You thought I'm willing to give you the $2,000 box when he passed away, or when he's done with it, I'll put your name on a post-it note, 100%, it's free, like just yours. And he was like, there's a good chance I might be dead before he dies. So, which kind of, we laughed. I'm like, well, you seem like you're in a lot better health than he is. They're both about the same age. So they kind of laughed and joked about that. He said, we'll worry about it later. So, but we did decide if he's taking the mono set, he wanted to take a different set. So we left a couple box sets behind to see what the trade's going to be. So a George, I keep saying George Thorogood, but it's not. It's like George Hawthorne or Hornburn, I don't know what the hell it is. Another box set. So not really my concern, but it is what it is. So once we got all the business side of it worked out, which I'm handling all that part, I went back across the street, got my wife, let her go over and hang out over there with them, help them pack up what they want to do, then hang out with the dogs, because like I said, the dogs I have right here are all good, but they get a little bit rambunctious, get a little bit excitable a little too easily, and not something I want to put on her if things would pop off and get a little bit too aggressive and get a little out of hand. So hung out there with the dogs, chilled out there for a while, and then he left, she came back over, and then eventually she went to the store, did the grocery shopping, got all the stuff done, came back, and we were just kind of hanging out for the day, got the dogs fed again, discussed what we're gonna do for dinner, and she didn't really have any opinion or choice. Like nothing was jumping out. She's like, hey, I'm really kind of craving blank. And I'm like, cool, I'm not either. She goes, you want to fend for ourselves? And I said, works for me. So at that point, I had soup, and she had a burrito, I believe it was. So watched a little TV, headed back out with the dogs, and just rotated them in and out as it got too hot. 'Cause it was pretty hot out today. So hung out there, had myself another cigar, and chilled out in the evening. Told my wife to get in the hot tub for a little bit because it was a fairly nice, kind of cooled off decently at night. So I was like, yeah, not too bad. So she came out and joined me in the hot tub, had herself a drink, and chilled out in the hot tub for a little bit, which enjoyed our evening out there, listening to music and whatnot. And I started laughing. I'm like, I only listen to music when I'm drunk. Like, I wouldn't say drunk, when I'm drinking, because I wasn't drunk last night, but I was drinking. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, it's probably because as a kid, that's used to listen to music. Now I listen to podcasts only. And as a kid, I was drunk most of my life. Like, I drank every day, like back then, and I really had a problem with it. So it was one of those things that I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, maybe it just, when I'm drinking, I'm thinking, oh, that's what I used to do when I was drunk, so I will now listen to music also. But who knows? And I mostly only listen to old school, like hip hop and rap, which is what I listened to in high school. So kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just that whole concept. So who knows? Had a good little chat. Got done with that, headed back in, went ahead and got the dogs all put away for the night and all that good fun stuff. And then we wrapped it up and called it an evening. So by the time I came to bed, I was pretty exhausted. I was pretty tired. So I just put on a comedy special on Netflix and basically crashed out, went right to sleep. So that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.